Welcome back. This is our last and final day of our curiosity portraits. I'm really excited about this step. This is where you really get to make it all about you. So let's talk for a minute. Again, this is the image we were using as reference for creating our curiosity portraits. But some of you might be going, what is curiosity? Curiosity is having a strong desire to learn or know something. And to learn new things, we have to ask questions. So we are going to be adding things that we are curious about to our portraits and things we have questions about. So just like this little girl in this portrait wants to learn about spaceships, she wants to learn how to make teddy bears, and she wants to learn why volcanoes explode. You need to come up with your own things that you're curious about, because we are all curious about different things. So let's talk about what we're going to need for today. We're going to need our talk bubble sheets, crayons or markers or even pencils, things that we can write with and draw with, and scissors and glue. So every class is going to have a collection of talk bubble sheets in different colors. Notice that there are like 4 or 5 on each one. The first thing you're going to want to do is do a rough bubble cut just to cut off one talk bubble. So notice I'm not worried about cutting on the lines. I'm just getting it cut off of the sheet. Now, I have to think of a question. Now, you might say to yourself, I'm not very good at writing yet. Well, that's okay. You can draw a picture, or you can write and draw a picture, or you can just write whatever your question is. So let's see. I'm thinking. Takes me a minute, you know. Sometimes it's hard when they say, okay, you need to come up with 3 things right away, so give yourself a minute. So I'm gonna pick out my colors. And I've decided this little boy wants to know more about fish. So we're going to draw some fish onto the thing, and what he really wants to know about fish is he wants to know how they breathe underwater. So let's speed it up a little bit. Coloring our fish, getting them in there. Now maybe this little boy, he can write a little bit, but he's not really good at it yet, and he's nervous about spelling. So we're going to put those little bubbles in there, and we're going to put a question mark and put the word how. How are these fish breathing? How are they putting out bubbles? Because, you know, there's not really air underwater, or maybe there is. Interesting. But that's why we're curious. So now we're going to cut it out. These we're going to try to cut on the black line. Notice that I'm holding my scissors straight, and I am moving the paper around to cut these out. I am not speeding this up yet because I want you to see how carefully I am cutting this out, and I really want you guys to take your time and do your very best cutting. Nice and slow, keeping my wrist straight, moving, using my helper hand to move the paper around. There we go. Make sure you throw away your scraps, put them in a recycle bin, not on the floor. It's time to glue. So for this guy, we're going to be using the purple glue. Again, messy mats, very handy, so we can get all the way to the ends. Cover your glue stick each time so you don't lose it. And stick it down. It's okay. I kind of like it actually when they go off the page a little bit. Just like that, if you see there on the bottom, kind of comes off, but it looks like the boy is now thinking about how fish breathe underwater. So let's see that again with another talk bubble. This time we're using blue. Notice I cut it out off the page, not being really worried about cutting it in. So let's say for this student, they are very good at writing. So in this case, I'm going to write out the whole question. Can worms smell or see or hear? And I'm just going to add a little picture of a worm. And he's going, huh? Maybe he can hear, maybe he can't. I don't know. Again, cutting it out carefully on the black line, keeping my wrist straight, and using my helper hand to turn the paper. Purple glue, go around the edges, we glue it down. It's okay if it goes off the page. There is one more option. So let's say that you have a question about something, but you don't know how to write it. We're going to cut out a talk bubble, grab some crayons, or in this case, I grabbed an oil pastel. You can use whatever you want. And we're going to say this little boy also has a question about aliens. So maybe he doesn't know how to write like he does in the other ones, because we're still learning, we're little, we're getting there, but it's okay if you don't know exactly how to spell it. But if you draw a picture of an alien, everyone's going to know that you have a question about aliens. Are they out there? Are we alone? Are we in the universe? I bet you they know how to cut out a talk bubble by keeping their wrist straight and using their helper hand to turn the paper. There it is. Glue stick. Oh, in this case, we use liquid glue if you want to use liquid glue. Using our finger to spread it out, and there it is. We have a very curious little boy. That's it. That is what today is. Now, I have one more thing to mention and we're done. So there's our little boy. I haven't finished this one yet. And there's our little girl. Notice that with all of these, there is space above. The reason for this is we're going to hang these in the hallway, but through the year, you may have more questions. You may learn about things where you want to add curiosities, ideas you have. So that takes a little bit of the pressure off. We're thinking for today, let's start with 3 talk bubbles, and we're going to leave the talk bubbles somewhere in the classroom with glue sticks. And as you have a question about something you're learning about, or you hear about, or you read about, you can go grab a talk bubble, draw it, write it, glue it up. Even though it's in the hallway hanging up, that's okay. And we'll just have some purple glue sticks around ready to help you out when you're ready. And that's it. That's what today is. Enjoy this project. I can't wait to see these in the hallways. And more than that, I can't wait to see you in the art studio. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.